if like me, you're a fan of fuzz pedals and you're also a fan of fuzz pedals with an octave up feature, then I think you're going to enjoy this one. In this video, we're going to be checking out a really cool pedal from the guys at Teisco. This is their take on the classic Foxx Tone circuit from the 1970s. This is the Teisco Fuzz. So the simply named Fuzz from the guys at Teisco is what it says on the tin. It's a fuzz pedal. This is a fuzz pedal based around the circuit of the classic 1970s Foxx Tone Fuzz. So we've got those kind of 70s raw and rough and ready kind of spluttery fuzz sounds, and then a switchable octave up, which for me personally I love because I'm a big fan of octave up fuzzes. So this is a really simple pedal. It does exactly what it says in the tin, and it gives you exactly the sort of sound that it sets out to. There's no kind of hidden bells and whistles with this thing. This is unapologetically a 70s fuzz pedal. So this is not a paid video. The guys at Teisco did provide me this pedal and the other Teisco pedals that you've seen in previous videos in return for making some videos. So you can consider this a sponsored video, but I've not been paid to create this video. Like all the other Teisco pedals that we've talked about on the channel, this is also in that premium zinc enclosure, so it is rock solid. You can take this thing out on a gig, stamp on it, jump on it, do whatever you want, and it's not going to break. The switches have a nice kind of solid click to them. The jacks feel good, the pots feel good. These are just really good quality pedals, and they're not that expensive. So considering the level of workmanship that's gone into these and how kind of reliable they feel and how good they sound, they definitely are a great bargain. This one in the UK is around about the £120 to £130 mark, which, considering when you put that up against many other fuzzes that claim to be the same Foxx Tone circuit, quite a good bargain. So spec-wise, very, very simple. We've got just 3 knobs. Up here we've got the tone control. So this is the overall tone of the pedal. So obviously the higher we push this, the brighter it is, and the lower we push this, the darker it is. Underneath that we've got the level, so that's the master output, so that's your volume. And here we've got the gain. Obviously the more you increase that, the more gain there is. And here we have our switchable octave up circuit. So in the down position it is off, in the up position it is on. Standard side-mounted jacks, 9V DC. What more can you ask for? Really simple, really to the point. So there's not really a lot to talk about in that sense, because It's so simple. So we're going to plug this in now, and we're going to hear some tones. Now, the only thing that I can criticize at this point is the white knobs. Now, they look cool. There's nothing wrong with the pedal having white knobs, but from the perspective of the video, you guys are going to struggle to see the settings here because these knobs are so white that it's quite hard to actually see the arrow tip there that's pointing to the part that, you know, the knob is set to. So you're going to have to use your own ears a little bit in this video to kind of guess when I'm turning things up and down and watch my hands, because the position of the knobs is not that apparent based on the visuals. But I mean, that really is a minor inconvenience, because 9 times out of 10, you're not really going to be watching someone else set the pedal up anyway. You're just going to be listening to it and enjoying it. So let's get it plugged in. Gear-wise, I'm using my Shergold Guitars Provocateur for this video. This guitar is plugged into the Blackstar Studio 10 6L6, which is running completely clean. The Blackstar Studio 10 6L6 is running via the Torpedo Cat to X from 2 Notes. That's going straight into my audio interface. I've got the Teisco Fuzz going into the clean amp. There's also going to be some overdrive later on in the video from the Teisco Overdrive. So I'm going to be stacking that with the fuzz later on. But for now, we're going to be putting the fuzz straight into a clean tone. Here is the clean tone that I'm using. So we're going to kick off with the basic fuzz circuit. So the octave up switch is set in the down position, which means the octave up is not engaged, and everything else is set to midnight. So I'm going to turn this on, and we're just going to explore the range of the gain and tone control in the regular fuzz position. So there's a ton of really cool sounds there. I was going from quite extremes there, so obviously putting the tone control all the way down gets it quite woolly, and putting it all the way up it gets very kind of abrasive and kind of like Velcro-y sort of sounding. It's really kind of cutting and spluttery, which is really cool. Now, a few times you would have seen me turn the volume control down on the guitar as well, because I'm always interested with fuzz, how clean you can get it. So in the extremes of the gain knob, you can't get it super clean, but when it's in this kind of mid position, you set your guitar volume on about 2 or 3. You get into some nice kind of overdrive territories, and then obviously as you increase that volume, then we're back in fuzz world. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but with the octave up switched on. I'm going to start playing with the octave up switched off, so you can hear how that kicks in, and I'm just going to move through the control range. So if you've ever used an octave fuzz before, you'll know that you obviously can't really get away with playing chords. It's a very dissonant sounding thing if you try and play chords with an octave fuzz, but it's great for single notes. And again, you saw me rolling the volume back there because the classic 60s and 70s octave fuzz sounds are always the neck pickup of the volume quite low. You get that kind of Hendrixy vibe. So now we're going to stack this with some overdrive. So I've got the Teisco Overdrive, which is after the fuzz. So the fuzz is going to be going into the overdrive. And I've got it set on a low gain crunch, so it's like this. So I'm going to be using that as my platform. I've now gone back to the octave up being switched off. So we're going to start again with everything at midnight, and I'm just going to roll those controls up and down and stack this into the drive. Okay, so yeah, very fuzzy. It definitely reacts nicely with the drive. This is kind of simulating how a fuzz would sound into a driven amp as well, because we don't typically run fuzz pedals straight into a clean amp. We do tend to have some kind of grit after them. So running this into an overdrive pedal, kind of more of a realistic way of how we're going to use this. So now, octave up mode, here's where the fun begins. So there you go, there are some crazy 70s fuzz sounds from the Teisco Fuzz. I really like this thing. I like all the pedals that Teisco do. I think they've got some great classic tones inside of these pedals, and this thing is no different. As I said at the start of the video, this is not pretending to be something that it's not. It is unapologetically a 70s style fuzz. So if you're looking for that very specific retro sound, this pedal really does have you covered. Teisco aren't trying to reinvent the wheel here. They're not trying to do something crazy and give you something completely off the wall. They're just taking a classic circuit, putting their own spin on it, and saying, hey, here's a really cool 70s Foxx Tone style fuzz in a road-worthy case. Go and have some fun with it and, make some cool noises. And that's exactly what this thing does. It goes from those kind of woolly fuzzes to those kind of spluttery, glitchy fuzzes, and then the octave up mode just takes it somewhere completely different. So yeah, I'm a big fan. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments what you think of the sound of the Teisco Fuzz. And if you've tried one yourself, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. While you're down there leaving a comment, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks so much for watching.